Hardest you've ever laughed?
Hardest I've ever laughed. That is a really good question.
You can give me top 10, like just one from the top 10 if you can't. I don't want you to stress.
Top 10. I will. I know the moment well, actually, because it was when I was in the Hebrew Day School. Mm-hmm. I planned an April Fool's trick on my teacher at the time that I was going to. I clogged the sinks in her classroom because it's a Hebrew school. Like classrooms were like multi-purpose. You know, like there was crafts in the classroom and stuff. Uh-huh. So she had a sink, so I clogged the sink.
How do you do that?
I took a bunch of paper and got it wet and then shoved it in the drain. And then I turned the...
What's the Yiddish word for rapscallion?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm sure you heard it. Whatever it is.
A nudnik. I was a nudnik, and I was a bad guy. I had a lot of behavioral stuff, and I put it in the drain, and I turned the sink on, and the sink filled up and overflowed, and I went and hid in the cubby closet
with the faucet still on.
Yeah, with the faucet still on because I wanted to watch my teacher and a couple of my other buddies that I wanted to watch my teacher, see it. And so we're like waiting. Everyone's like, oh my God.
Are they hiding too?
Yeah, my buddies are hiding, and everyone's like, oh my God, this is going to be great. And the door like flings open, and this kid, I'll say his name, Amriel Kistner.
He's Jewish?
Yeah. Yeah, the Kistner family was Jewish. They really fucked that kid. It was bad enough that last name was Kistner, and then like, Amriel. So he at the time was like the biggest nerd in the school, and he wore 2 air casts at all times because he thought he had weak ankles, and they would sprain all the time. So. So the door like flung open, and I could hear him still yelling, I guess, to his friends. And he was like, "I'm just gonna get my jacket." And he ran in and slipped down the water, and he screams like, "My ankle!" And I remember, and I jumped out of the closet, and my friends jumped out with me, and they were like, "Oh fuck!" Like we didn't get the teacher, but I remember I was cracking up. He's screaming, "You broke my ankle! My ankle!" And then, like, it was a huge deal. Like, the nurses came up and they had to remove the air cast. Like, they had to take off his air cast to look and see, like, how bad the damage was. So that is the hardest I've ever laughed at.
It's top 10 for me.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty great.
The story. My ankle!
It was so
couldn't
horrible.
happen to a better kid.
No, it was the perfect kid, too. It was a perfect kid.
Couldn't have been cast better.
No. And I remember he was like, he was like sloshing around, like he could not get his bearings. It totally hit him by surprise. He did not, and he was such a nerd. He had, this is like the early night. He had like a bright yellow fanny pack, and I remember he had those nerd glasses that only it's like they only gave them to nerds.
Yes.
That if they were sunglasses would be aviators.
Yes, yep, I got it.
You know what
you had me at nerd glasses.
Yeah. So I remember those fell off, and he was like trying to get them. They were just like pushing him through the water. He was like pushing him through the water.
Who did this?
And he was like, Why would someone pick my ankles to attack? You know they're weak. Like it was. It was horrible.
Was that a bit, or did he say anything like that?
No, he was just screaming my ankle. He was just screaming my ankle. But I remember...
Was it hurt?
I don't remember what happened if he did get hurt or not, because he always wore the air cast.
It's hard to tell if it's injured
or not.
He just continued as normal.
But I do remember that he found me years later on Facebook. And he was like, "I'm living in New York. I want to come check out one of your shows." And so he came to the UCB to see me do a show. And I remember someone coming out and being like, "Adam, your friend's out here." And I walked out, and he was there, and I was like, "Whoa, dude, how you doing?" He's like, I'm good. And we had like a little like small exchange, and I was like, "Well, it's good to see you." And he walked off, and I remember like trying to see if he was wearing air casts
under the jeans.
Yeah, like under his jeans.
How's it going? Weird question. Are you wearing air casts?
How's it going? I'm good.
Was he still super
your
nerdy?
Ankle okay? Like, yeah. I mean, he was exactly what you expect him to look up to, like to grow up to be. Like it was just like had an overbite, and the hair was like totally parted over to one side. he had no perspective on the fact that he looked the way he was supposed to look. You know what I mean?
Ankle.
Yeah.
That is you did it. You did it properly. That is so funny. Oh, I'm so glad I asked.
Do you do any impressions?